All right, we all heard the news last night. There will be no more wilding out. There will be no more Nick Cannon with Viacom. And you understand that Viacom basically has a monopoly. They own BET, MTV, all the Nickelodeon networks, CBS, Showtime, Parent Family. And what you got to understand is those people run that. All right, Jews run the music entertainment business, television, the whole nine. But let's talk about what Nick Cannon said a little bit. Not gonna get too hardcore, but hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. But yeah, they let Nick Cannon go. We also gonna talk about how he just said like a couple minutes ago, to when I did this video, he's gonna fight for the full ownership of Wild 'N Out. So we'll get into that. But Nick Cannon had got groomed through Nickelodeon, man. I know he signed to Will Smith at one point. He's supposed to, premiere on the WB network back when that was good. When they had good cartoon shows and the network wanted to go, according to him, more towards a different audience away from black people. So he got dropped and then he got to start on Nickelodeon. So basically what Nick Cannon said was this, right? That got people upset. He basically said that he talked about the melanin in the skin, the melanated people, and how basically white people had to go to the cave because they were they didn't have the melanin to survive the sun. So they became basically barbaric and more animal-like than they compare us to. I'm just gonna read between the line. They compare black people to monkeys and all this type of stuff, but he was basically saying they were more barbaric and more animal-like than black people. That's basically what he was saying because of the history of being cave people and not being able to survive the sun. And what's so funny, one of the dudes that on my timeline, he asked, why do white people get 10? And I asked Lion Killer, check his channel, Lion Killer LC, and he says basically to protect they skin from the sun. And we know that the sun is very harmful if you don't have enough pigment or if you don't have enough melanin in your skin. So once again, he was quoting Louis Farrakhan. Now I'm not a Farrakhan guy. Okay, said it before. I'm not going to explain. I'm not going to get into my whole thing about Malcolm and what I feel about that. But some of the stuff he says is factual, and some of the other stuff he says is, and he pushes amongst his congregations that I know for a fact, because I've done the research, is not what they believe it truly is. But he's basically doubling down on what, a lot of people talk about. Preston Smith shared from the Packers, the linebacker, outside linebacker. He shared some Farrakhan content, and I can't remember what he shared because I was going to do a video and I decided not to do it. But I can't remember what his video was about Farrakhan. It just slipped my mind. It was a few days ago. And Deshaun Jackson, but he had Professor Griff on, and he was with Public Enemy. Public Enemy was about knowledge. And, I kind of compare that to when Stephen A. Smith had Michael Eric Dyson on ESPN, and they got talking too black, and they fired Stephen A. Smith after that. Then they brought him back, and he got in line, and he became a good old boy. All right? But that's basically what he said. And he was basically saying that the black people are the true Hebrews, the real Jewish people, and it's been proven that's factual, okay? And they use that Hitler quote about, the real Jews are the crown jewels, and they are, they are the key to, world domination, whatever he said, world domination. I'm not really into all that type of stuff right now, but I will read more about that to that point to refresh my memory. And basically, he said something amongst those lines that he gave an education, that the black people are basically the real Hebrews, children of Israel. But he also gave a situation on, a history lesson on why white people went into the caves and they were barbaric and all this type of stuff because they couldn't survive the sun. And imagine, and that's true, but once again, you can't speak no truth like that. And you backed by Viacom. KRS-One been fighting Viacom forever. Go listen to KRS-One. Just probably tap it in on Google, YouTube about Viacom. We know what they're about. I pass their studios when I go to Times Square all the time. But it's a monopoly. But they don't press them, and they press Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm not trying to protect him neither. About Facebook and performing monopoly, and I think he on Instagram and Twitter, and he making too much money, so we taking money away. They pressing him about forming monopoly with social media networks, but they're not talking about Viacom. Viacom on the BET family of networks, MTV, CBS, Nickelodeon, Showtime family of networks with CBS. They're not talking about that, but Nick Cannon just told the truth. And he didn't get fired for telling the truth. He got fired for not apologizing. And don't forget, he got the Dr. Sebi doc coming out too. He got apology. He didn't apologize. He walked away from $25 million from America Got Talent and all that, and he just sound good. But he fighting a battle that's gonna be hard to win. He might have to flee to Africa. They might come out here with 20 groupies that said Nick Cannon did this, and black people gonna drown Nick Cannon or modern day lynch him. Watch that. We gonna do the work. Once they give you the rope about Nick Cannon, it might not come tomorrow, might not come next year, might come 5 or 10 years down the line. Remember Michael Jackson? He had to own Sony and entire Beatles catalogs, and all of a sudden he pop up dead. Prince didn't want to give up the rights to his music, that he had locked in the chamber. All of a sudden he pop up dead. So, it may not happen tomorrow, might not happen next year, might happen down the line, but they're gonna get Nick Cannon. He talking about he gonna fight for the rights for Wild 'N Out. Even if they do, it's gonna tie that up in court forever. And if he win, then they're gonna take him out the game. Nick Cannon playing a dangerous game, but we got to support Nick Cannon, right? We talk about, everybody talking about Black Lives Matter and black movements, and we just talked about Breonna Taylor earlier and stuff of that nature. Somebody got to be willing to take the sacrifice. Straight up, somebody got to be willing to sacrifice. And Nick Cannon is willing to sacrifice his career for the better good of people. And people say, "Oh, Nick Cannon's corny and he ain't a good rapper." But Nick Cannon ain't never folded. Some of your favorite celebrities have folded, and changed up. Corey Holcomb said, "I've seen some of the most self-righteous brothers take that money." So, like I said about Nick Cannon, man, he trying to fight for the rights for Wild 'N Out. And I think it's fighting for Wild 'N Out, at the restart. I don't think that's a battle that he gonna be able to win in the short term. But, at the end of the day, got Mason here. He in play mode. But I think it's, at the end of the day, man, I don't want to get too hardcore about this stuff, man. Maybe I'll do a video on Patreon. I don't feel like playing right now. Maybe I'll do a video on Patreon, man. I'm sorry the dog messed the video up. He still in training. I can't. Come on, buddy. But, overall, man, with Nick Cannon, man, I expect a man to stand on his principles, man. Only person I really see that never apologized was Janoris Jenkins when he used the word retarded, and the Giants said he need to apologize, and he let him cut him and end up going on a playoff team with the New Orleans Saints. So all y'all that made fun and called Nick Cannon corny, first it was protecting Nick Cannon when Nipsey Hussle died, when he had to finish the Dr. Sebi documentary and all that type of stuff, man. And basically right now is, y'all was calling him corny and y'all was taking Eminem over him, and Eminem got a whole video saying F black bees and black bees ain't nothing, and black women said, "Oh, he apologized for it." I'm kind of hesitant to get into the Black Lives Matter movement and type of that nature, because it's not amounting to nothing. None of these black people that whoever run it, or some people that's in it, they're not willing to stop. They're not willing to sacrifice nothing. Dr. King was willing to sacrifice. Malcolm X was willing to sacrifice. And ain't nobody willing to sacrifice and do nothing, man. Y'all sacrifice our black leaders or our black prominent people in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as they put these stories out about them, about how a woman did this 1,000 years ago, y'all sit down here and modern day lynch them. So it's hard to kind of get down with the program with y'all, when it's selective black. When somebody died, that's the only time we galvanize and come together. We don't support our businesses. Our businesses a lot of times don't be on code. They don't be professional. And then we don't want to deal with that. We don't support the celebrities that support us. Nick Cannon, took one on the chops because standing on what he believed in. And a lot of people going to turn around and they laugh and like I said before, man, it's hard to play that black power shit, man, because a lot of y'all just cornballs and don't have no morals no more. All y'all think y'all still wearing Gucci, y'all still, rocking products. They did the Sambo on the bag. Like I said before, it's hard to continue to support the black power movement when, it ain't really no movement because ain't nobody willing to sacrifice. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about George Floyd, what y'all say about Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. Once this blow over and everything go back to normal in the coronavirus, ain't nobody gonna remember them. Everybody gonna go back to supporting the same white people that's doing this. But for Nick Cannon, I appreciate him standing up for what he believe in and not apologizing. It ain't too much of that in Hollywood going around no more. It ain't too much in this world going around. Ain't nobody standing up for nothing but a bag of weed, some liquor, free unemployment check. They not standing up for nothing They stand up for their kids, maybe, but that's about it. Ain't nobody standing up for nothing real no more. People don't care. You know, and it's unfortunate, man. People don't care about what's going on in the world, man. And you know, for Nick, I've been supporting Nick. Even his Eminem battle, I've been supporting Nick. You know what I'm saying? People didn't look at the battle like he won. He got the girl that Eminem never got. You know what I'm saying? He brought up them white supremacist tracks on Eminem that Benzino brought up years ago and people ignored. There's been videos of Eminem where Royce the 5'9" rapping and Royce allowing him to say the N-word, but Royce, he want to jump on Yellow Wolf for being racist, but you letting that white boy say the N-word right at your show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Eminem's honorary this. Eminem, like, dude, Nick Cannon was just being real and keeping it 100. You know? Y'all just turned on Nick Cannon. And that wasn't fair. Nick Cannon, they did a lot for black people. That dude from Detroit, what's his name? Spanky Hay, whatever his dude's name, he was on Wild 'N Out a few years ago. He said he was making like $50,000 a show. Who else doing that for black people? Putting black people on and comedians before there was a social media following for comedians and paying them $50,000 a show. You know what I'm saying? Who else out here selling America's Got Talent, man? Oh man, y'all did this and that wrong. And, you know, I'm out. Who else turning out 25, 35 million? The only person turning out that type of money is Dave Chappelle. Who else, you know, procreated with a black woman and Mariah Carey? Mariah Carey black. Daddy black as hell from Harlem. So Nick Cannon checked off every box. But the same way y'all turned on Will Smith for Eminem and said Will Smith was corny and this, that, and the third. Like, get out of here, man. Will Smith did a lot. He put Nick Cannon on, for starters. He might be in the estranglement or he might be a little bit weird for my taste, but he didn't put on a lot of people in this industry as well. So, you know, for Nick Cannon, I appreciate him for standing on what he believed in. Not too many people can stand on it, but you know, it was you know, the truth. And people don't like the truth, but they can call us monkeys and the N-word and they can throw all these things around about us and they get a slap on the wrist. You say one thing, oh, if Viacom is if Viacom is anti-Semitic, you know what I'm saying? Then why is he still here? Why did the government work with him about Malcolm? You feel me? I don't want to spill all and talk about that, but why? That's my whole thing about it, man. And also, he said that black people can't be anti-Semitic because we are the true people, and that's right. Black people can't be racist at all in America. After everything they did to us and put us through, some of us came over willingly to work and build America for barter, and we got caught in the slave trade. We're caught in slavery, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So how can you call us racist? Because if you hit somebody, you're gonna hit them back, right? We ain't hit back yet. Really? We might throw a couple jabs. We ain't throw no haymakers, some right cross, or overhand right, left hook. We still sit here and we coexist with you with white people every day. We still work for them every day. We still getting peanuts and they eating, you know, steak and lobster and shrimp. You know? Every day we hear every day we still coexist with y'all. Shouldn't we want to hate? Shouldn't we want to, you know, do some malice in this country for what they done to us? And it would be justified and you couldn't call it racism. But we don't. But hey, appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, response, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, subscription. Best way to donate. Share the video. Let me know what you think. We gone.